Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to be doing some work on the Mustang. Evan's here. He's a Honda motorcycle boy.
Oh boy.
Let's go look at it.
He's now the Honda motorcycle boy of the group. Oh no. Yeah, exactly.
He's got a Honda CB300F. It's got the single cylinder. It's got the curb rash.
No, wait. No.
Don't show that.
No. Got a pee-pee in here.
No, this is actually really cool.
Pee in here.
Evan's the only one in our group that really drives or rides motorcycles. It's pretty cool. So
I'm gonna keep this.
that's true. Isaiah's gonna get one. He's got a moped.
You don't need that.
Oh, you know, just let it collect as much dirt and whatever.
Yeah, that's good for it.
Yeah, Evan, if you ever decide to do anything with it, then we can record it.
Yeah.
You know, Evan,
for the people.
I don't know how much I'll get done with this. I'll probably end up getting something else.
Like literally,
I was gonna get like an MT-05 or an MT-07 instead.
I'm just saying if it like needs even just maintenance, like oil change, brake change, something like that, we can easily record that.
Yeah. No, I'll let you know on the next whatever I do to it if you'd like.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, you know, I do plenty of stuff. I mean, I put this little windscreen on my little
knuckle
guards,
knuckle busters,
sliders, oil, tires, whatever. So.
Yep, he's planning on putting a liter engine in it. I'm just kidding.
Oh boy.
Yep, so I just wanted to show that. So over here, I got the Supercharger in place just to test the clearance with the hood, and it actually fits perfectly. So even with the fuel rails sit like right here. It doesn't really add much height. So that was one concern I had. It was with my hood and the hood clearance with these fins, because they do come down a bit. But as you can see here, it fits perfectly in there. It's gonna be kind of hard to see on camera, I think, but
just trust us. It looks really cool.
If you saw this in person, it looks awesome. You can see everything.
See the whole thing through the hood.
What's really cool too is when you're driving, you can look down at it too. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. So I got the pulley on. Let me go ahead and pop the hood one more time. Yeah, so now that you can see this, I did get my hub snout back from Department of Boost. I got the hub on and I got the pulley on. The pulley did not fit on the hub, so I did actually have to sand it down. But once I sanded it, it fit fine. I did put 4 ounces of Supercharger oil in there. It takes like 4.7, so I'll probably add a little bit more. Now we just need to, I guess we need to modify the bottom of this. There is a little thing on here. I thought it fit in between this crack, but it doesn't. It doesn't line up, so I will need to take that off. Then we'll be able to take the tape off, bolt down the Supercharger, get the elbow on, and continue with getting everything else plumbed. Once I have that, I might even be able to take my bumper off and start running my intercooler lines.
She a bad girl.
It'll be awesome. It's great finally seeing a Supercharger on it.
I'd love to see what faster problems would do on porting this thing. I wonder how aggressive they get.
There's some people.
Take all this off.
There's some people that still or back in the day did port these things, but it doesn't really make sense when you have bigger GT500 blowers you can put on them, like the TVS's, the 2.3s. So that's pretty much what it'll look like with the JLT intake.
Just needs a throttle body on it and
SVT. Yeah, obviously needs some fasteners.
be right there, and cool, just sits there.
Also, don't have a gasket for this side right here, unfortunately. So I'm not planning on taking it off, but I might just put some RTV in there and just.
You could just bolt it up and then put the gasket on there whenever, since it's so easy to
That's true.
Unbolt.
This isn't going to be driving for like a week or more, anyways. So I'll probably just buy one.
Yeah, not important.
And then I just need to figure out where I'm going to relocate the power steering, because we have the coolant reservoir over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to get started on this.
You just added that in?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's why you had to relocate the power steering.
Yes.
That's neat. Where'd you get that from?
This is a Roush piece.
Oh.
I don't think they make them anymore, but they're still for sale.
Cool. That's a big overflow too. Nice.
Yeah, it's because the normal GT500 ones, I don't know if you guys have ever seen them, but they are tiny. So the benefit to having one of these is more coolant capacity, so it takes longer for it to heat soak the fluid.
Yeah, does it draw like the cooler fluid in the tank down?
It's just more volume of coolant in there, so it takes longer for it to heat up.
Yeah.
And then these are 3/4 inch inlets, so I'm doing the bypass mod. I think I mentioned it in the other video, but basically I'll have my inch line coming down this way. There'll be a T with a 3/4 inch coming up. That'll go in there, and then it'll drain back down into another T. So it bypasses that entirely. This is really just for draining or bleeding air. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the Supercharger at the bottom. I'll show you more in detail, and then get it bolted down, and we'll proceed from there. All right, guys, so the bottom of the Supercharger got that part angle ground off. I got this basically just went over like that, and I've gotten a file, smooth it down. That should be good to go on, so I'm gonna go move it over to the Supercharger manifold and get the bolts in, check some instructions, get it bolted down. All right guys, I got the Supercharger on here. It actually took way more grinding of that thing down. It literally needs to be completely flush for this to work. So I cut that down, got the Supercharger on, got the bolts in and a torque, or star pattern, torqued down to 15 foot-pounds. And also made my Egr Block Off. I'd recommend going to your local parts store, just grabbing some strip of aluminum and cutting it and painting it. So this will block off that Egr just fine. Now we can return our attention to getting the injectors in. So the fuel stuff right here is originally over there, so you have to flip it over this way. And now I just need to grab these, I think these are them. They're spacers for that. And I'll get those on, tightened down, and we'll continue with the installation here. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna be done for today. I'm running into a couple issues here. This is a S&H upgraded fuel line, and I don't know, this was made for this kit. It's just no idea, so I don't know if I need a different like fuel rail or fitting or whatever. Also, these Ford Performance 47-pound injectors, they are just too tall for this. Like it does not reach that at all. And then reading the Gen 2R supplemental for the manifold, like tiny fine print at the end, is just like it's meant for 3-valve rails and then the GT500 shorty style injectors.
Can you put more of a spacer on here?
I mean, I could. I'll see about that, but that doesn't clear this right here.
Oh.
Which, I mean, I'm gonna have it blocked off, so I don't think it matters. Well, no, I probably won't have it blocked off because
what's it for?
PCV.
Oh,
pressure, crankcase pressure. So
that's kind of a problem.
I don't know if I'm gonna delete these or not yet, but that's also another problem. If this was lower, if I had the GT500 style fuel injectors, which are lower, it wouldn't even be a problem.
Are you thinking about getting those then?
Yeah, and then my only other things, like I mentioned, this
so what's
fuel
wrong
rail.
with that?
Well, look at it. It doesn't reach at all.
Oh, not long enough.
No, not even long enough, and then my intake's gonna be right in the way of that.
Yeah.
So we need to go around the back,
shit,
and then around into it or something, or
lame.
I don't know, but because with how this is installed, how this gets installed is you have to flip these. Originally, my injectors, pop those out there, pull them up, just pull them up. Yeah, the injectors were like this.
Oh.
And obviously everything's all reachable there. So
is that not
that's not how it's going to work now with clearance for everything that I need. So I emailed Jason just to see what needs to be done.
To sit on your intake?
Well, it will go down. That's another thing. Like, I'd need the shorty.
You would need the shorty
because
ones,
this needs to go down farther. It wouldn't clear the intake at all. So yeah, big problem with that. I mean, I'm pretty much going to be done. I might be able to find something to do, just small in the meantime, but I'm really stuck with that. There's nothing else I can do for that. So yeah, I'm just going to need new injectors, which suck because I got these on a great deal. And
injectors are not cheap.
Injectors aren't cheap. So
there's 8 of them.
I'm sure I could actually potentially just swap with Jason. Jason's like a part seller too, so he'll be like, just send me yours and I'll send you something. Maybe.
You could also talk to Chung.
Chung might have some injectors.
Might have some.
Yeah, I was excited to use these ones, but if I'm gonna have to upgrade, I'm gonna go for pretty good injectors because these were like
60, right?
These were like the bare minimum. Yeah, I'll probably get 60s or 80s or more. You know,
I don't know if your car will ever use 80s, but maybe.
Possibly. I mean, if I put a bigger blower on it and it's making like 600 wheel or more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's unfortunately gonna put a cog in this whole thing, and the injectors don't work. Which this entire time building this whole setup, I was never aware that these wouldn't work. It was literally in the Gen 2R supplemental for the installation for this at the end that it says that it was designed around the GT fuel rails and then the GT500 injectors. So
are those the GT fuel rails?
These are the ones that came on my car, so the stock GT fuel rails, yeah. And then this fuel line was made for this kit. This is a S&H.
It almost seems like it was meant
upgrade.
to be like that.
Yeah.
But
so,
even that's long.
It's I'm not sure, so I'm going to see about what I can do. I mean, really, I can just get a new, like literally all this is a fuel rail side right there, and this side, which I can just remove these and make my own custom line. Like I can just use some Summit Racing, the rubber stuff, because that stuff's good for fuel as well.
Yeah,
which should be cheaper than that.
What you got to work don't work.
Yes, so I'm gonna do some research into it. I'm gonna talk with Jason, see what we can do, but that's gonna end it today. So Yeah, thanks guys for watching. Sorry it was kind of short, but thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video.